guys. Hope everyone is doing amazing. I am here live with the topic. Let me just check my audio. Yes. With the topic on how my experience on a trail race helped me to become a better man. And for those of you who are working with emotions and with releasing and with masculinity, for me, this was a lesson on resistance, on how to overcome resistance with whatever goal you want to create in life. For me, this was a lesson on how this resistance is normal, how it's always there, how it's always going to be there. And sometimes, no matter how good you are with releasing, no matter how good you are with meditation, no matter how good you are in anything you do, there will simply have to be a moment where the only thing that's going to help you is to just push. And yeah, so let's just dive in. I'm pretty sure you noticed my phenomenal mustache that I'm keeping for November because it's the month of Movember, which is a month during which I support men's mental health and sexual health. So you can check more on Movember. If you Google it, you will definitely find more information on how this whole thing works. So anyway, about this trail race. So it all started basically something like 2 months ago when I decided that I want to do a run called Psotka Memorial, which is 26 kilometers in the mountains, 1,600 meters up and down. And I entered this race and I was practicing for it for a long time. I was preparing like whole year, basically. I was practicing. That was the highlight of the season. And because I was very well prepared, I was looking forward to it. I was imagining myself how I'm crossing the finish line. I was imagining myself how I'm going up those hills. The weather was like, I was imagining a perfect weather and everything. So it was not that difficult to enjoy the race. I knew I'm going to enjoy the race. The only thing that could possibly happen was that if I injured myself, but I was so certain, I had so much confidence thanks to the internal work that I've done, that I enjoyed the race just phenomenally. I finished it in 5 hours in a very high tempo with the average heart rate of 160, 161, 162. And I was just feeling amazing. And when I crossed the finish line, I was like, I want to make one more race with my brother this year. So we signed up for another race. And this race is called Bathory Cross, and it's smaller. So, I mean, it's shorter. So I signed up for 23 kilometers, and my brother and my girlfriend signed up for 12 kilometers. And my approach to this race, I didn't do basically any visualization work, any mental preparation on this. So I was like, yeah, whatever comes, we'll see. I'll see how I'm going to feel, and I'll see what happens. The day before the race, from some reason, I probably ate something in the mall because I was feeling very sick. I felt like I'm going to throw up. I was yellow in my face. My brother told me I look like I have a hepatitis. And eventually, I got better, and the next day we went for a race. During the race day, what was interesting is that I didn't feel the excitement because I didn't build up the excitement for the race. I kind of took it like, this is normal. Like, this is like no big deal. I just want to finish the season in a nice way, and then I'll see what happens, right? There was no special anticipation of anything. I didn't assume it's going to be good. I was just like, well, we'll see what happens, and it's going to be fine. So we started, and for the first 2 kilometers, I was feeling okay. And then after the second kilometer, what started to happen is that I had all these thoughts coming up. And I do emotional releasing. I do this work with my clients. I help my clients get rid of overthinking. I help myself get rid of overthinking and put it in the manageable place and feel good simply. Yet here I am in this race and I can't stop my thoughts, like no matter what. And I think about the craziest stuff. Like I go into my work, I go into my family, then I go into the nature, then I go into the COVID, then I go into the history. And I felt like it was just impossible to stop. And on top of that, I felt like this is preventing me from enjoying the race fully. So now I'm not even enjoying the race. I'm in this overthinking mode while I'm sweating, going through the mountain, like running fast. And I was pissed off because I couldn't figure anything out. Like I didn't have any insights. And at the same time, I didn't enjoy the race. So I just kept running, and it got worse, and then it got worse, and then it got worse. And during the whole time, I was almost like asking, why am I doing this to myself? Why is this not? Why don't I feel better? What can I do? How can I change it? But no matter what I did, nothing seems to happen. And I was just running. And what started to happen is that I was starting to question, like, why did I even sign up for the race? And this really like negative spiral down started to happening. And I was like, this is like, why do I have these thoughts? Simply, like, I was so pissed off at that moment. And I was like, you know what? If I'm pissed off, I guess I'm just supposed to be pissed off. So I was like, so I just allowed myself to feel the anger. And I was like running through the forest, like with face like this. I didn't see the pictures yet. If there are some pictures, I will post them because it's going to be visible. I was pissed off that I have to do this race. It's cold as fuck outside. It was like 4 degrees. I'm freezing. I didn't even know if my time was good because I didn't do the expectations. I didn't do the calculations of what time will be good for me. I didn't enjoy the race going in a nice tempo, and I didn't perform in a good tempo either. I didn't even know what's happening, and all I could feel about is how everything sucks. Like a perfect storm, perfect downward spiral. And I just kept going, and it kept like this from the kilometer 2 with the downward trend all the way to kilometer 10, basically. And on the 10th kilometer, there was this guy whom I overtook, and then he overtook me. Then I was faster than him, then he was faster than me. And it was just this back and forth game that we were playing with each other. And at one moment, I realized that I am running this race, and all I'm doing, instead of focusing on my body and feeling good about pushing myself beyond the limit that I've had until now, I'm in my head and I'm thinking. And there is no need to think. And I knew, like, I can say I knew this the entire time, right? I was aware that this is the truth the entire time, yet I had to keep pushing for about 1 hour and 10 minutes until I could just stop and say, fuck, I've had enough. I've had enough of thinking. Now I'm going to push it to the limit and see what's in me. And in that moment, as if out of as if something from deep inside came out from me, and I made a decision and I started to run, and I ran faster. My pulse went up by about 7-8 bpm on average, like from the like if I look on the last 2 kilometers, and I was able to just run. And I was still kind of pissed off, but I was enjoying it. And it was almost a little bit masochistic, when it hurts, but you enjoy it hurts, right? When you know you're going to when you know that you will perform, you will have to go fast, and it's going to be painful, but you kind of accepted that. You surrender to that pain. And through that pain, you can go faster, and now you can enjoy it. And this is what happened to me. And the last 2 kilometers were the best part of the race ever. I crossed the finish line, and I was feeling proud. I was feeling also a little bit angry, but it was not anger it was not the beating myself up anger or self-destructive anger. It was, I would call it like a justified anger and courage. Courage that I know that I'm doing these things in other areas of my life as well. And I'm like, how much time do I waste by doing like unnecessary thinking like this, despite doing all the work behind me? How much time do I still waste with thinking and with unnecessary thought processes, instead of just leaning into the work, taking action, getting shit done, and doing the work? Sorry. So I finished the race, and I decided that day that the next month, or like the next period, or generally in life, in fact, it's like the decision I made was like the long-term decision that I want to take more action. I want to take even more action. And I finished the race. We came back to my parents' place because it was close to where my parents live. And I had a great feeling. I had a great connection with my brother, a great connection with my girlfriend. We had a wonderful time. And today is the next day. And finally, this feeling from the race was still with me. I was still feeling this, what it feels like to to just say bye to unnecessary thoughts, say bye to unnecessary thinking, because on the deep level, I know that the only solution to this is by simply taking more action. I was writing an article about this on how many people are pursuing are not pursuing, but they're looking for their passion. They're looking for their passion in books. They're looking for their passion in magazines. They talk about this with their friends, and they're walking around the world not really doing much because they don't know what their passion is. And because of this, time slips by, time goes by, and it just slips between their fingers because there's nothing they do really. They just somehow go through life, and when they look back a year, they spend a year looking for passion and they didn't find anything. And what I was proposing in this article is that I believe that with passion, it goes the other way around. First, you commit to doing something. You commit to a result. You commit to excellence. Whatever it is, there must be something that you say that I want this, period. And then you start taking action for this, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it hurts, even if it sucks. And when you do it, in the end of the day, you look back, you don't think about, oh, today I was thinking about school and I figured out that the education system is going to be better if our teachers get paid more. This never happens. Before you go to sleep, you will never ever appreciate the beautiful thoughts and the thinking breakthroughs that you had. What you appreciate is the results of taking action, the results of the experiences you had thanks to taking action, right? Whether it's approaching a girl, launching a new project, taking action in this new project and seeing how it's coming into the reality, how it's becoming true. This is what makes us feel good. And the reason why is because this leads to progress. This leads to progress. If there is at least a little bit of progress, you feel better about yourself. So long story short, this is how I learned more about myself through the race and how taking part in an athletic competition helped me to improve my business life, my entrepreneurship skills, well, not skills, my entrepreneurship mindset and my relationship with my girlfriend. So if you are considering moving forward with your life, doing something to improve, doing something to grow, the absolutely number one thing is to take action. So whatever you think that you should be doing, commit to it, commit to going absolutely to the end, and find the one thing that you want to create and start taking action, because without taking action, nothing is possible. Thank you for watching this video, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye.